thing. Okay, and first, I don't know how much Shannon has talked to you about what his plans were. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Uh-huh.
It sounds like what he's primarily interested in is hitting the verticals.
Yes.
So, for instance, guard jobs, I think, or higher guard or whatever, is going to be the first site. And so this whole brochure pages or whatever is probably not going to come into play anytime soon, according to what he was saying. We're gonna need to focus on from a brochure standpoint, the vertical pages, like the guard jobs. And so therefore, we're going to have a link I guess we're going to have to know, especially from an applicant standpoint, we're going to have to know if they came from the guard job page or if they came from, a trucking related page or whatever, so that we automatically assign them to that particular industry or vertical.
Now, will the guard jobs UI, the actual Get Me Back to Work UI for guard jobs, will that be the same color, or are we switching colors to make it sort of feel the same as the homepage?
I think it's going to be I would imagine that they'll all have a different look.
Okay, because I worked on the guard jobs homepage, and I'll send you the link. I'm just waiting for it to upload. I'll send you the link, or I'll either send you the link or the PNG so you can see. But I did the same like kind of red color that we used from the beginning logos.
Okay.
So I guess the UI we would just change the colors of the UI to make it match.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would imagine that. Yeah, I would imagine he wants some kind of difference there, so all the sites don't look exactly the same. So anyway, so when an applicant applies from guard jobs, they click sign up now, it's going to take them to the same exact registration page, but due to I guess the query string that got sent or something, or the referring URL or something, we're going to need to know that they came from there, and so therefore it's going to automatically put them into that guard jobs or whatever category. So that's pretty much the only thing there. The other thing is, so let's go and get into the employer section. Okay.
So it will be different content based on the vertical, correct?
From a brochure standpoint or brochure marketing pages, yes, it's going to be definitely different content.
I mean, but when they're signing up, will it be different content? Will their questions be slightly different?
Should be the same content.
Okay.
It just needs to know that they're in. Right now, we kind of changed this thing up, but I guess I showed it to you. So it doesn't ask industry anymore. It asks industry later on once they've done this and they go into the accordion screen and asks industry. Well, what we'll do is if they come from a guard jobs or come from a trucking page, we won't ask industry on that screen.
Okay, yeah, because
we'll just know it,
Yeah.
So we need a way to go ahead and log that in. Now he also I don't know if he's mentioned to you. We also are going to have companies or entities with their own separate pools. For instance, the Boots campaign. Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so you got Boots campaign and then also Wounded Warrior, I think. Those are two potential clients. We're working on partnerships with them. But they're going to basically want their own pool. So essentially, they're going to create just like we're going to have a guard job site, as kind of a front end. The Boots are going to have their own website.
Yes.
And they're going to send applicants in through their website. And they're going to still go to this same sign-up page, but we have to know that they came from the Boots campaign.
Yes.
Okay, and so once they hit start your application or get into the accordion, then it needs to register in the database that this applicant came from the Boots campaign. So therefore, when an employer that's registered through Boots goes and logs in, they only see applicants that registered via the boot site.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, and we'll look at the database later. I think the database is actually already structured so that we can have these sort of pools.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much what we'll have to do. I think we'll have, in the database, we're basically just going to have a column for each applicant, and we're going to either label them, main pool or give them back to work, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or boots or wounded warrior, so we'll know what pool they're a part of.
Okay. Yeah, that's simple enough.
Yeah, and the ones that come from guard jobs and the other ones are still part of the main pool.
Mm-hmm.
They are set on that vertical of either security or trucking or whatever. So, all right. So anyway, so that's what's going on there. We'll get into the login screen.
Mm-hmm.
We need to know, and this will happen with the employer registration, but we need to kind of know. I need to get my head around this a little bit, but we kind of need to know if this employer is wanting to see. Well, never mind. I take that back. The employer is going. Let me go and log in here real quick.
Okay.
Let me see here. Kind of still need to figure this out. This is the one he uses for demos, but it's got good data, so we'll use it. Okay. All right. So one of the main things we need to do is, and the past developers, the previous developers already started building this in, is it's going to be kind of a default search. And the concept is it's going to be the search that every single time a particular user logs in, it's going to automatically run that same search. So if they're always looking for somebody in the security industry, or they're always, they want whatever their search criteria might be for a particular keyword or location, they always want to find people in a certain location, then it's always going to run that search by default.
Okay.
And that search gets created upon the registration of that user or that employer, and it's going to get stored over here in the saved searches, just like any other searches they save. This one will get saved, but it will get marked as default. So that's the one that runs automatically.
Uh-huh.
All right. So that's one thing that's got to be done. Is I think they have created the ability for them to create the default search, but it's not running in here.
Okay.
So, and I don't know how much you've seen. The one you did, me and Shannon looked back. The system you built was probably as good as this one.
Yeah, and that was a quickly built. We were planning on improving it, but yeah,
it was quick. Obviously, a bunch of stuff happened. I mean, they hired. Did you ever meet Rodney?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so they hired Rodney, and he had his buddies that were in India that he had worked with a bunch, and they were ASP, so he wanted to shift everything over to them.
Mm-hmm.
So they did that for a while, and that didn't really work out. So that whole group was gone, Rodney and the group in India, and then we started outsourcing it because it was ASP. We couldn't go back to your group. Y'all were PHP, so we outsourced it to a girl and a couple other people that actually were in Bolivia.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of took it from there, and they're the ones that helped us do the applicant section.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing has been done to this employer section at all since Rodney and the Indians left.
Okay, wow.
This is what they have. So it's not. I mean, honestly, what you did was pretty good. We don't even have the applicant snapshot anymore, which is something that we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that Shannon really wants is the applicant snapshot. So that's another thing that we've got to do probably pretty soon. Is get the applicant snapshot popping up again.
Okay.
All right. So the definitely issues with the keywords and the location searches.
Mm-hmm.
We can kind of go through some of the details of that because that can get kind of tricky. Maybe at another time we can kind of go through. We want to model it after a website called roomkey.com.
I think I saw that a while back. Let me pull that up really quickly. I think I saw it a long time ago.
I'll pull it up too right here. Talking about it.
Yeah, this was a site I remember.